We're
Got it. This is where you take 4 kids, 3 animals, 2 careers, 1 boat with a whole lot of reality. Welcome to Cruising Resurgence.
First of all, they have to sand this, and so they sand it down, and they want to sand off anything that's loose, that's not going to stay attached. And the other thing we're after is when we sand it, we want to get a mechanical bond, so when we put the paint on, it doesn't lift back up. So that's the first thing that's done, and then they come back and they do a thin coat of bottom paint, and next day they come back and they do another coat of bottom paint. And then in your guys' case, we put a third coat of bottom paint on it, and as you can see, it's nice lines. That's just sanding there. And so what they do is we have jack stands that sit and hold your boat up, and where the jack stands sit is they have to move them for painting purposes. So what they'll do is they'll prep an area next to the jack stand, and once that paint dries, they'll move the jack stand over. So sometimes you get this, but all that is dust from the sanding that's taking place.
She looks awesome.
This should last you, like I think I told you this before, the more you use your boat, the less problems you'll have. And how this product is made is, as you go along in the water, it's made to, as this stops working, it just kind of thins down. So anything that's trying to adhere itself will come off with it. You still need to do maintenance on the bottoms. There's a lot of people that they get a bottom job done and they think, well, I don't have to do anything any longer with this. And then what it ends up happening is they don't pay attention and they end up getting growth in the bottom. I'm not talking about just a little bit of growth. I'm talking about it can be bad enough that it actually damages the bottom. I call it floating reefs. Right. And it's not every day, but it's occurring probably at least 6 times a year. We'll have a boat come in where they'll have 4 to 6 inches of oysters build up on the bottom of the boat, and that's a lack of maintenance. The other thing that does for you when you're doing maintenance is you can tell the condition that the bottom paint is in. Now, the cool thing about this is this thins down over time. So for you all, because we have blue bottom paint underneath this, you'll start seeing that blue come through. Now, the truth is for you all is you got 2 layers of blue bottom paint. So you can wait till that blue bottom paint starts to thin. You can see when it's thinning. You should get 2.5 to 3 years is the average of this. That means for some people, they're going to get a couple years. For some people, they're going to get up to 3 years. And part of that is dependent upon maintenance. Part of that's dependent on how often you use your boat. And a lot of that is where you're located at. Places where you have more growth. In our area, we have pretty aggressive growth. They tend not to last as long. But our average for this area is 2.5 to 3 years. As you know, we had to sand and do the bottom of your keel for you all. And that's why it's sitting up here right now, is they had to come back, and they had to come back and touch all this up, sand it down, touch it all up. It's common practice so that when we go to splash you, it's cured long enough that you won't have problems with it coming off, and that protects the bottom of your boat. You guys have any questions?
No, she looks great.
Looks real good.
Are we about ready to do our splashdown?
Yep. They're actually cleaning the dock right now. Knew you guys were coming out to do this, and I think they wanted to stay away from the camera, to be honest.
All right, guys, that time that Kelly and I have been waiting for, and great anticipation and excitement. Been working with Ben and Danny and Ray and Nick and pretty much all the guys over at Pelican's Perch Marina and Shipyard, and now they have a bottom job done. They have it ready to go in the water. And you'll see in the video here, you've got Ray and Nick. They're operating the marine lift to get her back to the water. They'll put her in the water, take a ride, all that kind of stuff, and get her in. And this is actually the marine lift that they use is actually one of the newest of its kind in the Gulf Coast area. And this guy will lift 50 tons, so not exactly a small one. So pretty much any size boat you've got, they're going to be able to lift and move for you. I want to give them a shout out since they've been really great for us. They've got, besides just the lift, they've got a lot of services they can provide. They can do, of course, the bottom jobs. They do the complimentary haul out inspections, survey and salvage haul outs. They also do fiberglass refits and repairs, complete renovation and upgrade of the interior if you need that done. And also they provide a place for those of you that want to do the self-help work, those of you guys that are just a little more experienced than Kelly and I. They provide a place that you can do that. You can pay just a small fee per day. They'll set you up on jack stands, move jack stands as you need, and they'll make sure you have a place where you can do your self-help job. And those of you that also need help, like myself and Kelly, they've got a list of contractors that will be glad to help you out and kind of provide information as far as how to do anything you may need some help with. And also, if it's beyond your scope, they've got contractors that can do the work for you. And once they get her in the water here, Kelly and I are going to take a quick test run on her to see how smooth it runs. Considering that it had a floating reef on the bottom when we first brought her in, it ought to move pretty good. But we're going to take her for a quick test run, see how she runs, kind of go along the bay a little bit, and just have a little bit of fun today. So anyway, join us next week. We can't be on the boat all the time, so next week you'll get to join us in decorating the classroom, getting ready for the next school year. Kelly's already got her classroom, but we've got to work on mine, so we'll be going up this next time and working on my room. We're creating Henderson's Harbor Club for my students. So it ought to be a blast. We appreciate you guys for all your support and joining us. Be sure and like and subscribe on the YouTube down below. And also those of you that if you're interested in any kind of more videos, pictures, we're just being involved or helping support our dream, be sure and join us on Patreon, and we'll provide some extra stuff and have even some extra chats. And who knows, we may even try to throw in some drawings or two for some prizes. Thanks a lot, guys.